Good morning, welcome back to another vlog. I'm about to get started on breakfast. 2 more days, baby, 2 more days. Today's Thursday. I'm up, we finna get ready for work. I have to pack up my work from home equipment to turn it in. So that's what I'm gonna do once I get ready. Pack up my work from home equipment so I can turn that in today. Then we got one more day. One more day. Let me show y'all my updated coffee recipe using the Keurig update. I do not like this brand of the cappuccino K-Cups. I still prefer the Walmart, like the Great Value, or the Kroger brand cappuccino K-Cups. They just taste better. This one has what's it called, Grove Square. It has a slight aftertaste to me, and the other brands seem a little bit richer. But I'm not going to let it go to waste because I have a full box of them. So I'm using the caramel flavor. I'm going to brew a shot of this. I'm going to hit the latte cappuccino shot. All right, and then I'll do 1 shot of just regular coffee. I prefer the Starbucks breakfast blend, but I ran out, and like I said, I ain't wasting no coffee now, so I'm using this Great Value donut shop coffee, and I'm gonna brew a shot of that. So once that's done, I add my skinny syrup. This is the salted caramel flavor. Just add some of that in there, and then I'm gonna shake it up. All right, so then we're gonna come over here to the frother, and I have my International Delight butter pecan. Y'all, this stuff is so freaking good. So this is how I make my own butter pecan iced coffee, like Dunkin' at home. So I'm gonna pour this. I'm trying to make sure y'all don't fall. I'm gonna pour this into my frother to the cappuccino line. And this is where I was going wrong. I did not use the cold button. I was still frothing warm creamer instead of using the cold button to get the cold frothed creamer. So I'm gonna press cold and then cappuccino, and that's gonna froth. I would normally do all this in my big mason jar, but I don't have any clean ones, so I'm just putting it in my little cup. Put my ice in here. I was feeling a little saucy today, so I put some caramel in there too. So I'm gonna add my coffee shots, some milk. Oh, I'm running out of space. See, this is why I like my large mason jars, because it holds everything. And then I put my frothed milk. Now I'm gonna drink this down so I can put the rest of this in here. And that's it, y'all. Voila. I just finished doing my makeup and I put together my new office chair from Flexispot. So thank you so much to Flexispot for sponsoring today's video. If you are OGs on the channel, y'all know I've worked with Flexispot before. This was when I was back in my old place. They sent over their Comhar standing desk. If you know, you know. I've had this desk for 2 years. I had to go back and look. I was like, how long have I had this desk? I've had this desk for 2 years. It's in great condition. It's survived a move. It survived makeup applications, doing my nails. Y'all, I be doing everything on this desk, doing my hair, my makeup, and it is still in great condition. I absolutely love Flexispot's products because I know I'm going to get a quality product. This desk is so easy to clean. Y'all know how messy makeup can be, and this desk cleans so well. It looks brand new. Like I said, it does not look like I've had it for 2 years. It literally looks just as good as it did when I got it 2 years ago. I haven't had any issues with the standing functions, the buttons, the USB ports, none of that. Like, this desk is just as good as the first day I bought it. So that's why I'm so happy to come back with another collab with them, because I can talk about the quality of their products, and I can confidently say that these products are well worth the money because I've experienced it myself, and this is something that I use every day. So they sent over their ergonomic BS7 chair. I put this chair together this morning after I fixed breakfast. It was so easy to put together. It literally took me less than 25 minutes. And that's what I love about Flexispot's products. They're easy to put together. The instructions are very clear, and the product itself is very good quality. The BS7 ergonomic office chair is very comfortable. It has a lot of back support. I noticed that my posture is so much better while I'm working, and you're able to adjust this chair for optimal sitting while you work as well. So click the link down in the description box to check out Flexispot's Comhar standing desk. I have the standing desk in white. It does come in different colors. They also have different finishes. If you want like a glass top, you want to be fancy, if you want a glass top to go along with it and all that good stuff. And also check out the BS7 ergonomic chair in gray, which is what I have. Super comfortable. I will leave both products linked down below. And thank you so much to Flexispot for sponsoring today's video. So y'all, I'm about to respond to some emails and pack up my work from home equipment so I can get that together and head out for work. Emails this morning, and I saw an email from Amazon saying that someone sent me a gift card and it said Brittany, and y'all know I know two Brittany, so I was like, oh, my friend's thinking about me. And I opened the message. It was one of the subbies. Y'all, thank you so much, Brittany, for sending me the $100 Amazon gift card. You didn't have to do that, and it just blows my mind, like, how y'all just be thinking about me like that. And it's so, y'all, it's so crazy because I was just on Amazon last night scrolling, preparing my cart and I had a personal budget of $60 that I was gonna spend on the little stuff in my cart, but it was late, so I was like, I'll just wait until tomorrow to place the order. And then this morning I see an Amazon gift card for $100 from Brittany. So thank you so much, Brittany girl. Like, I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so much. And I'll be praying for you as well on your path to finding a new career, because she's in the same position where she's transitioning. So I'll be keeping you in my prayers, girl. But I really, really appreciated that. That literally like made my day. That literally made my day. So I'm about to head to work. I want to have a quiet morning. I don't feel like talking right now. I just want to have a quiet drive to work. I'm on my lunch break. I'm just sitting here in the car because I just want to get out the office. But while we're sitting here, I just wanted to talk to you guys about why I'm leaving this job. Now, after y'all heard what y'all heard about my old job, this job is like a night and day situation as far as the people here, and I'll talk to y'all about the issues that I had with my team. But outside of my team, no issues with anyone. Very professional. No issues. So yeah, there's a night and day difference between that job and this job. I did have a slight change of heart, because when I originally was planning to talk about this, I was like, I'm going in, I'm talking about everything. But now I'm not on that anymore. Like, I'm at peace about it. So there's no need for me to come on camera talking trash how I wanted to talk trash. So we're gonna keep it classy. We're gonna keep it short, simple, sweet, to the point, so that y'all can understand where I'm coming from. And also, y'all, it was partially me too. It was partially me. With this particular job, I just learned a lot about myself. Things that I thought I wanted, I realized that I don't want. Things that I thought I would be willing to do, I realized that I am not willing to do. So we'll talk about all of it, but I do want to be very, I guess, upfront and clear that it wasn't just the job, it was also me. And there's things that I need to work on as a person when it comes to my communication and advocating for myself, and just being, like I said in the last vlog, I can be very passive about a lot of things, and I allow things to stack up to the point where I get overwhelmed instead of addressing it head on. So I think that was also 50% of my issues. Yeah, I just came to the conclusion that that the corporate world is just not for me. It's not for me, and that's okay. So let's get into it. I started this job October of 2023. I've been here for 9 months, and the reason that, because someone was asking me, Hannah, why did you move and change jobs and have all these life changes at one time? I'll tell you why. So I told y'all in the last video that my old apartment was just causing me a lot of issues, and my lease was ending in January anyway. So I knew that I was going to be moving. I knew that I needed to find a job that would pay better so that I could get approved for a better living situation. So this opportunity was dropped in my lap, and the benefits that came with this job, especially for what I wanted to do, were just too good, y'all. 20% off of your rent if you live at one of the communities. The work from home hybrid schedule, that was huge, because at my last job that wasn't even an option. And just a shorter commute going back and forth to work in general. So it was like a win-win. So I was like, yes, because like I said, I was trying to, my whole purpose in leaving that job was to make more money and to be able to upgrade my living situation, and both of those boxes were checked with this job. So I started working here in October. A property opened up that was available in December, which is why I moved in December, and I got that 20% off discount, which I'm now losing. So speaking of, I will go over my budget with y'all, because a few of y'all have been asking me, like, Hannah, where's the budget videos? Where's the budget videos? I'm not ready to do a budget video quite yet, because I need to get some things situated, and as we go on in the vlogs, I will explain all that to y'all. But I will, maybe in the next vlog or the vlog after, I'll go over my expenses with y'all, because some things have changed. My car insurance rate has gone down, baby, because y'all know my car insurance was like $465. So that's gone down. So I'm excited to share that with you. So yes, I will go over my budget as far as my expenses and how much this here rent is finna cost me after this discount is unapplied. Lord, y'all, these apartments are so expensive. Even with the discount, the apartment is still expensive. So yeah, we'll talk about all of that later. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I moved and why I accepted this position. And I was just ready for something new. So Started working here, y'all. My first day, I was so excited. I was so excited because it's corporate. I've never worked in corporate. Y'all know, like, when I first started, I had got like a whole new work wardrobe. Like, I was ready. I was so excited. And my first day driving here, I was loving the scenery and I was loving the building, the aesthetics of the building. And on top of that, when I saw who was on my team, who I was going to be working with, I was even more excited because it was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 women, 5 black women, 5 black women my age. Y'all, I was like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. I was so hyped and I was so excited because I was tired of what I was dealing with at my old job. 5 women my age, all happen to be black. I was like, okay, this is going to be a great situation. Both my managers, black women. This is going to be a great situation. And I know some people, some black women would be like, oh, nope, that's a recipe for disaster. That's drama, drama, drama. There was a little bit of drama, obviously. But I didn't go into it looking at it like that. I was like, yes, like, there are like people that I can connect with, learn from my experience. But in hindsight, y'all, keep work. Like, if you happen to make friends, that's great. But my problem is I just want to be friends with everyone. Like, that's just how I am, y'all. Like, I naturally just want to be like buddies with everyone. That's my problem. That's my problem. So, like, I don't necessarily talk about myself a lot when it comes to personal, but I am somebody who will, like, if you're talking to me about your personal life, I will listen and have conversations, and that is definitely a flaw of mine. Like, I cannot help it. Like, so learn from me. Try to keep your work life as unpersonal as possible. If you feel that way, if you feel like, you know, getting too personal with people is causing issues, it's just better that way. And, you know, if you do happen to connect with someone and befriend them, that's awesome. Like, I feel like that's a best case scenario. But it just didn't work out for me. And I wish that I wouldn't have been, like, so eager to, like, connect and try to form relationships with people. So I was hyped to be there. I was excited, and my manager was just encouraging me to go back to school so that I can start getting promoted within the company, because they promote people every week here. So, you know what I'm saying? I could have gone very far, but over time, I just realized that I don't know if it's my age and where I am in life right now, but I don't want to be a part of the rat race. I realized I did not want to go back to school. Like, working, trying to do YouTube, and trying to go back to school on top of that was just not something that I wanted to do when it came down to actually trying to execute that. I was like, no, like, no, I can't do it. Like, I'm past that. I can't do it. So then, you know, I was like, well, I'm just kind of stuck in this position, which I was happy with. But my manager, you know, kept trying to encourage me, like, Hannah, go back to school. Like, if you had your degree, you would have been transferred to the other team by now. Like, you know, go back to school, da-da-da. But that's just not where my heart was. That's not where my heart was. So if y'all are younger and you're in school, push through and finish, because you will have more opportunities available to you without having to get experience. For me, my golden key was the fact that I had a lot of work experience. That's why I was able to get in the door. But if you're younger, you don't have a lot of work experience, and you're pursuing your bachelor's, tough it out, finish it out, because you will have so many opportunities available to you. If you're looking to work in a business setting, corporate setting, things like that. Because the 2 people that just got hired on, one of them, he's going to be moving to the other team, and he's been there, what, 4 or 5 months, and he's already transferring out simply because he has his bachelor's degree. So I don't regret not getting my bachelor's, because I'm content with the way that life happened for me up until now. But yeah, if you're in school, I would definitely encourage you to just finish it, knock it out, get it under your belt. That way you always have it to fall back on. So I realized, no, school is not for me. That's not something that I want to pursue anymore. I'm not willing to rack up even more student loan debt. I'm not willing to do that. So that was out the window. Like I was saying, I'm just not in a place where I desire to climb the corporate ladder. I'm not willing to kiss people's butts to get there. Like, I'm just not willing to do that. Like, can I just go in and do my job and be nice to people and that be enough? Like, it's like, in order to climb the corporate ladder, it's like you have to form connections. It's all about who you know. You have to do your job and also kind of network and be chummy with people, and I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to do my job and do my job well and get paid and go about my business. Like, that's just kind of what I wanted to do. So once I got settled in, that's really when the drama started. And the person that is no longer on the team was, in hindsight, the main person causing all of the drama. So like I said, when I got there, she was someone that I spoke to, you know what I'm saying? We had little side conversations, all of that. But it became an issue because she just started the drama. Like, just starting drama all the time. She had some kind of beef going on with one of the girls that was already on the team that was about to leave. And it was just a lot going on. So it was a lot of gossiping about that girl and the beef that they had, and her telling me to stay away from certain people in the office who ended up being like the nicest people there. So in hindsight, it was definitely a her issue, not a everybody else issue. And so she would just talk to me about all this stuff. And this is another, like I said, this is another flaw. Like, instead of me like cutting the conversations, I would just listen. I would sit there, listen, and, you know, oh, what? And that is something that I have to work on. I know myself, and I know that I like to be in the know, y'all. I'm not a gossiper. Like, I won't talk about the gossip, but I will hear the gossip for my own knowledge because I want to know, like, what's going on. So, and that's my problem. So I realized that, like, the first month, I was like, Hannah, you can't do this. Like, no, like, this girl is nothing but trouble. You need to detach yourself. Like, you need to stop allowing her to come to your desk and talk to you about the drama, and then everybody else talking to, you know, it was just too much mess going on. She would say she's friends with someone on the team to their face, and as soon as they're gone or the office is quiet, she's talking about them to me. So it was just a lot of that, just immature, petty, dumb work drama. And it got to a point where I just kind of started detaching myself, because I was like, this is not what I'm about. Like, and I'm not about to be attached to someone who has this negative stigma or negative aura about them. So I detached myself because, like I said, I didn't want people thinking that I was the same way as she was because they saw us together walking down the hallway to get coffee or what have you. So I just said, you're not my type of person. So I just started being very quiet. Like, I was just to myself, going into work, being at my desk, not really talking to anybody, not really chiming in on the conversations, because I didn't want to be known for drama and gossip. I wanted to be known for my work ethic. So that's really why I stopped entertaining her. And y'all, apparently this triggered her or got her in her feelings, because, for example, if there was a day where the other girls weren't going to be in the office and it would just be me and her, she would talk to the other girls and say, oh, you're not working from home tomorrow? Ugh, like, it's going to be so quiet. And she would say it just like that, y'all. Like, so quiet. So quiet. So that I could hear her. So I'm here. There's a girl behind me. There's a girl beside me. And then she's in the fourth cubicle. So we're diagonal from each other. So when she was saying that, she was standing up and she was exaggerating the so quiet part so that I could hear it. But my thing is, ma'am, like, I'm sorry that you're bothered that I'm so quiet and I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to make your day go by faster. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And then there was another instance where It was Valentine's Day, and she was talking to me at that point, and she was like, Hannah, like, you need to show up tomorrow in pink, purple, or red. And I was like, okay. I'm gonna look in my closet and pull something together. Didn't have anything that was work appropriate that was pink, red, or purple, or any of that. So I actually wore this shirt. So I came into work with this shirt on. I was like, well, at least I get like an A for effort for coming into work with some color on, a little bit of sass. So I came into work, y'all, she was like just looking at me like she was so upset. So I was looking at her and I was like, good morning, and she was like, and so she finally at some point came around to my cubicle and she was like, I thought you were wearing pink today. And I was like, no, I couldn't find anything in my closet. And she was like, ugh, and just turned and walked off and didn't talk to me for the rest of the day. And I'm like, girl, like, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. It's not that serious. So it was just a lot of just petty stuff like that with her. And she was definitely the leader of the mean girl crew. It wasn't only her that was doing stuff. It was also some of the other girls. And it was also management. So it was just a lot of stuff going on. And I felt like her and the assistant manager were like the leader of the mean girl crew. And I honestly felt like I just did not belong on the team. Like, I'm not that kind of girl. I literally felt like I was on the set of Mean Girls. Like, I was like, are we in high school? Like, y'all. So it was that. But I guess the straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to her was I had questioned something that she had asked me to do. So there was a task that we both worked on. So the email came through. I did my part. I gave her the check, and she did, or I thought she did, what she was supposed to do with the checks. Boom. So 2-3 weeks later, someone emails us and it's like, hey, we never received these checks. Can you look into this? So she kept tagging me on the email like, Hannah, like, did you get this done? Da da da. And I was like, yeah, I gave you the checks. Like, I gave you the checks on this day. Do you remember? I gave you the checks. So I don't know what she did with the checks, but the checks didn't make it to who it needed to go to. So I was working from home, and she had messaged me and she was like, hey Hannah, like, I can't find these checks. Can you please void and reissue? And so in my mind, I was like, well, how come you can't do it? Because you're able to void and reissue, for one, and then for two, I know I gave you the checks. So since you lost the checks, why can't you void and reissue? So that's what was going on in my mind. So I responded and I was like, hey, are you able to void and reissue the checks? And I asked her that because I'm like, you know, you're asking me to void 3 checks. That whole process is going to take me like 45 minutes. So it's like, can you do it since you're the reason why it happened? Like, you know, like, that's why I was asking her. And then she's like, no, I cannot. I was like, well, I know I gave you the checks, so why can't you void and reissue? So I guess that made her upset, and she was like, never mind, I'll ask manager's name. And so I was just like, okay, no sweat off my back. Like, either my manager is going to tell me to do it, or she's going to have you do it, one or the other. And I ended up doing it, and I was informed that she's not able to void the checks for ABCD reason. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did it. But the fact that I questioned her, I guess, made her upset. That incident happened literally 2 weeks before she got fired. So after that incident, she didn't say not one word to me. We still had the task that we had to do together. So I would teams her like, checks are complete. And normally she would like or respond. She started responding. And I'm like, girl, I could care less. As long as you got the message and you're printing the checks now, we don't have any problems. So yeah, that was the issue with her. And like I said, she was the main source of a lot of the issues on the team. And when I got her task, y'all, there was stuff backed up from 2021, 2022 that wasn't addressed. So it was just, y'all, it was just a hot mess with her. And after she left the team, things calmed down a lot. Like, you could just feel like there was a sense of calm. But at that point, I had already had enough. I was like, it don't even matter at this point, because my plan is to get up out here in the next few months. There's a lot more to tell. I just don't have the energy to tell these stories, nor do I care anymore. I'm over it. So, yeah, we'll close this out tomorrow. But let me go ahead and get back into work, and I'll talk to y'all later. Good morning. Today is the last day. I'm screaming now because I can scream in my car and nobody can hear me. Today is the last day at corporate. Woo! I turned in my equipment yesterday, so today when I log out, I just have to turn in my laptop and I am done. I'm getting coffee for the last time at Caribou because this is the only Caribou coffee location that I know of. The other locations are spread out. Like Caribou is not really prevalent in Georgia like that, so this will most likely be my last time coming to Caribou Coffee unless I'm in the area. So I'm getting my iced chai latte large for the last time, and I had enough rewards to get me a little bakery item, so I'll probably get me a little muffin. Back to Dunkin'. Yeah, Dunkin' has been on point lately though, because I know I was talking a lot of trash about them, but Dunkin' has been coming through the last few times because of that butter pecan. If they didn't have the butter pecan, I would not be going to Dunkin', but that butter pecan, baby, it does it for me every time. Like, they can't mess it up because the butter pecan, even if the coffee is like watered down or whatever, it's still just so good. So yeah, I'm gonna get me a little iced chai latte from Caribou. All right, let's get in for the last day of work. I'm deleting my work apps. Microsoft Teams, delete. Security Authenticator, delete. On a side note, this also needs to be talked about because I'm tired of it. What's up with the women's bathroom? Can we talk about this? Because I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel, but it needs to be talked about because I'm tired of going into the women's bathroom and it looking like y'all don't have no home training. Like, I'm tired of it, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about because this has happened at multiple jobs and it happened today. Like, I'm tired of seeing y'all skid marks, tampons, tissue paper all over the floor, blood stains on the seats. I'm tired of seeing it. Do better. I know none of y'all are doing this. It can't be y'all. It can't be y'all doing this. Y'all, when you use the bathroom, turn around and look at the toilet to make sure it's good before you leave out of the stall. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. turn around, wipe it down, flush it down the toilet. Like, I don't know why that's like such a hard thing to do. And wash your hands. Wash your hands. Can't tell you how many times I've heard people just leaving out after they use the bathroom, and then you hear them on the toilet. And these same people leave the stall without washing their hands. You're nasty. So yeah, stop it. Stop it. But y'all, we are done with corporate. I'm so excited. I'm tired. I'm really tired today, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be done with corporate. I'm so proud of myself for leaving the right way. I definitely wanted to just quit, but I'm glad that I stuck it out to the end, because I just kind of got the closure that I needed this week. So it ended up being a good week. So yeah, let me catch y'all up on this week. So Monday, y'all know what happened when I was telling y'all about in the 2 weeks notice video, when I was telling y'all about what happened when I told my manager that I was going to be putting in my 2 weeks notice. So Monday comes around, she seems like she's in a better mood. She's talking to everyone, boom. And then she's like, Hannah, come here. So I'm like, huh? Because at first I thought she was talking to my coworker. So I was like, oh, so we going to, I'm trying to figure out what y'all back here doing. Y'all, are they really hold up. I gotta get this on video. Are y'all filming a music video here? Y'all, they're filming a whole music video. What? Y'all, that is too funny. All I heard was doom, 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 doom. Then I look at the rear view mirror and I see him at the camera, and then the guy is holding the camera. Y'all, this is too funny. This is the perfect scenery to do it though, so I ain't mad at you. But anyway, lost my train of thought. So yeah, so Monday comes around, she's like, Hannah, come here. So we go into the room and we have a whole sit down conversation. So I just chalked up the week before last as maybe she was having a bad day, maybe it was a lot of stress. I don't know. That's no excuse for her to have been as short with me as she was. She could have just said, Hannah, you know, I'm having a stressful day. Let's talk about this on Monday, or let's talk about this at another time. And I could have still put in my 2 weeks notice and we could have talked about it at a later time. But she didn't say that. But like I said, Monday we sat down, we had a whole hour-and-a-half conversation and just talking about, you know, the job and what my plans are for the future and all that. And she said that she supports and so it was good, and I felt closure. Like, I felt like, you know, like, because my thing is this, like, and I was talking to my mom about this, and she was like, Hannah, you don't need any validation from nobody, and I was like, yeah, you right, but naturally I just like for things to come to a close, you know what I'm saying? So it was nice to be able to sit down with her and have that closure. And yes, this is the same person that was my mentor. So my manager was my mentor. I regret that decision. I regret that decision. Like I said, I'm an open book, y'all. So like, I'm a very open person. So I do regret like being so like open. She did help me out a lot. She gave me a lot of good pointers and all of that. But like I said, in hindsight, I wish I was a little bit more private. So like I said, learn from my mistake. Someone that I talked to and, you know, was mentoring me with my finances and stuff like that. It was nice, you know, for her to sit down with me, because we've had sit downs before. Shifted some things for me as far as how I was finna come on camera and talk about it, because I was like, oh, you finna be like that? I'm finna be like this. But I'm not angry about anything. I feel, like I said, I feel closure. I feel complete. I feel at peace, slightly happy. Like, I feel like I'm back on the road to getting back to myself and my happiness. So that was Monday. I also trained my coworker Monday and Wednesday, so that went well. I was so proud of myself for my training skills. She said I did a good job, so I was proud of myself for that. And yeah, yesterday and today, smooth sailing, cleaning out my inboxes and cleaned out my desk, cleaned down my desk, turned in my laptop and my badge. And that's it. It's a wrap. But yeah, just being able to leave without a bitter taste in my mouth. You know, everyone was nice and cordial. Even the manager that I didn't really care for and she didn't really care for me, She was like, it was a pleasure. And that's what everyone was saying today. I was like, it's Chick-fil-A. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. And I was like, thank you, huh? It was a pleasure. Pleasure. All right, let me stop. But okay, so I wrote down the little issues that I had. I revised my notes because, like I said, I ain't trying to go in. I'm tired of talking about it. I just want to tell y'all like the synopsis of what was going on with management, and then I'm done. So yeah, one of the issues that I had when it came to management and the work side of things was the fact that my manager was not direct. So if there was something that you did wrong, she wouldn't tell you until you did 5 or 6 things wrong, and then she wants to tell you about the other 4 things you did wrong that were never addressed. So for me, like, I'm a very direct person. Like, if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm doing something the wrong way, tell me so I can fix it. But you not telling me means I'm going to keep doing it, but meanwhile it's an issue for you, but you're not addressing it with me so that it can be changed. So that was an issue because it happened twice where like A, B, C, D, E, F, G was done, but you didn't address A through F. But when G is done, you want to address everything. So it's like you're getting a call that's downloaded with all this stuff, and it's like, whoa, like, you never told me about this. Like, for example, I had took vacation time. So we had 3 days in office, 2 days work from home. But if you took off vacation time, you're not able to work from home at all that week. I took off the time, and then I had 2 work from home days that they put on the schedule. So I checked the schedule, and it said, so say for instance, I'm off Monday, Tuesday for vacation, and then they put me on the work from home on Wednesday, and then I'm in office Thursday, Friday. So I work from home Wednesday, and then I get a call, yeah, you were supposed to be in office today. It looks like so-and-so didn't tell you that, but yeah, you're supposed to be in office. And by the way, these other things that you were doing, you need to fix too, that were never addressed. So I'm like, okay, like, thanks for telling me that now, but for one, y'all made the schedule and I followed the schedule, and for 2, like I said, address it to me when it happened. Don't address it 2 or 3 months down the line and I don't even know what you're talking about. And then also, she had a bad habit about telling other people on the team, and this is not like a me thing, this is like, she did this with everyone. Like, if someone on the team did something that she didn't like, she would talk to the other team members instead of talking to the person directly or addressing it with the person directly. So it was like, how is the person gonna know like you have a problem with this, or that they need to work on or change this behavior, if you're not talking to them about it? I need you to communicate with me clearly about what your expectations are. And like I said, if there's something that you don't like that I'm doing, just be direct about it and let me know. Don't be passive aggressive about it, and don't talk about it with other people and you're not talking about it with me. Now, if you talked about it with me and I'm still doing it, then that's fair game. But if you're not telling me, but you're talking to Sally, Dick, and Harry about it, but you're not addressing it with me, then how can I change? You know what I mean? So that was something that she did all the time. Editing Hannah here, y'all. I had to insert because I wasn't finna keep editing this whole clip, y'all. I was running my lips, so let me condense what I was saying because I'm not editing all these clips of me running my mouth. So pretty much what I was saying was, come December, they had put me on a new project. So I was on a project out of nowhere. They were like, nope, we don't want you doing that no more. We want you doing this. So the training process for that was mediocre. Like, I still had a lot of questions. I wasn't clear on a lot of stuff, but they pretty much just threw me into the inbox and I had to figure it out for myself. Cool, I was able to do that. Boom. But on top of that, so like I said, this was tax season. So this was like December through about March. So on top of having to learn a new inbox, I also had to do tax bills. So when tax bills come in, that's high priority. Those have to get paid and sent out the same day. So it's like a stop what you're doing, get this done now, no questions asked, boom. So when the tax bills kept coming in back to back to back, that took away from the new task that I was doing. So it was just very chaotic during that time for me. And then my manager had asked if I wanted to do the overtime project. Now, this was before the tax bills started coming in. So at the time, I just had the new task, my personal inbox. So I was like, yeah, I can do an overtime project. So I told her I would do the overtime project. The agreement was I would work 2 hours additional overtime every single day or every other day as needed to complete the overtime project. So I was like, okay, I can do this. But the issue was when the tax bills came in, because when the tax bills started to come in, I wasn't able to get my other work done, let alone overtime work done. And long story short, they took me off of the overtime project. They took me off of the overtime project because I wasn't able to get it done. Like, I barely had enough time to even do basic stuff for my regular work. So I'm definitely not doing any overtime work because I was working overtime to finish my regular stuff. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? So, and then for me, like I said, I fought myself for this partially because I should have opened my mouth and asked for help and let my manager know, hey, like, you know that you're giving me tax bills on top of my regular work. I can't do everything. I can't get everything done. So I fought myself because I didn't say that to her. And I'm sure that if I did relay that to her, she would have taken me off of the overtime project sooner so that I could focus on my regular task. And then what was that, like April or May when my coworker left? I think, I don't know, April, May is when they put me on, no, I think it was April. They put me on the new task, the special task that I always tell y'all about. So they fired her. She was the only one that had a login to this software. So when they fired her, they didn't have the foresight to think about getting her login information before she left. So that caused a huge issue because with this particular software, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks just to get login information. Therefore, the task was way behind. I had to switch out my cameras, but so when I did get my login information, like I was telling y'all, the lady that was training me, she herself hadn't touched the software for years. So it was kind of like we were learning together. She was showing me as she remembered how to do it. So it was just, I love her. I'm so thankful for her because she did teach me a lot. But overall, it was just a trash training process. And I guess I had higher expectations coming from a corporate company. Like, I would have thought that they would have had it more together when it comes to their software systems and that kind of stuff, and they didn't. So that was kind of like a slap in the face for me because I'm like, what the heck? And then I had people emailing me like, hey, when is this going to be paid? We're 90 days behind. Like, what's going on? Da 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 da. It was always a lot of stress anytime that I was put on a new project. And my manager was very upfront about the fact that she was going to continue doing that. And her reasoning was because she wants us to learn everything that everyone else does in accounts payable, which is definitely understandable. I didn't have a problem with that. But like I said, I came to realize for myself that that's not something that I like. Like, I don't mind a change every 6 months or so, you know, here and there. I don't mind a change, but to constantly have these changes happen every time someone leaves or every time something just needs to be shifted or she's ready to shift a task, it's just too much stress for me, especially combined with the fact that the training process that y'all have is not as good as it should be. So that caused a lot of stress for me. It was a little too chaotic for my liking. I felt like I wasn't able to really settle into my job. And on top of that, she told me that she likes to put her people on tasks that make them feel uncomfortable. We were having a conversation one day and we were just talking about the job and all of that. And I was telling her that I'm not the greatest communicator. Like, that's one of my weaknesses. So she was like, okay, great. I'm going to put you on corporate. And I was like, what? Because with corporate, you have to actually talk to like the directors and controllers and all these like higher level people. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I told you that's not what I want to do. And she's like, yep. I'm going to put you on that because that'll get you out of your comfort zone. So it's like, I understand what you're trying to do, ma'am, but I'm also a grown adult. Like, I know my weaknesses and I know my strengths. And it's like, I get what you're trying to do. I get it. Believe me. But when I'm telling you that this is a weakness of mine, I'm telling you for a reason, because I know I'm not going to excel. I don't excel when it comes to having to talk to people and be in people's faces and all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you that it's not going to work well. So don't put me in that situation. So it was just stuff like that that just caused a lot of, like I said, stress. And just the thought of her putting me on corporate caused a lot of anxiety for me, because I keep telling y'all I am an introvert. I'm a nice person. I'm friendly, but I'm just very introverted at heart. So if I'm telling you that communication for me is not my strong suit, don't put me in that position. So that's pretty much what I was trying to tell y'all, but I was running my lips about it. So let's get back into the video. So that was like a December, like I said, December through March situation. So I was just absolutely depleted. I was tired, and I know y'all felt that because of the lack of content during that time. And when I did come on camera, I feel like I was kind of lackluster. I wasn't myself because I was just so tired, so stressed out. So there was a person on our team that would work, y'all. She would work until 4 a.m. and then come into work the next day at 7 a.m. And that was like how she worked. Like, she didn't mind taking on overtime and doing all that. And I told her too, I was like, girl, I don't know how you do it, because you got a child and you working the overtime and you coming into work and you doing all this stuff. I was like, girl, I don't know how you do it, but God bless you, because I can't do it. And my manager will always like praise her and all this kind of stuff, almost making it seem like that was her expectation for us. And I was like, I'm not working until 4 a.m. I'm not doing that, ma'am. Like, and that's why I kind of faded off from the overtime project, because y'all, I would wake up at 6 o'clock, get ready for work. I need to commute to work. I would get to work at 8:30, 9:30, get off of work, come home, start on the overtime project. So I would come home, be home around maybe 6 o'clock, get settled in, start the overtime project around 7:30, stop at 9:30, and then repeat. Like, that was my life. So combined with the stress of work itself and all the stuff that was going on, I just was not willing to give all of my time to work. I'm not willing to give you 16 hours, 18, 20 hours of my day for this job. I'm only working my 8 hours, that's it. Because honestly, it's more like 10 hours with getting ready and commuting here. I'm not giving you any more than the 10 hours of my life. The rest is mine. So that's just kind of like how my attitude was. And that's where I settled in at. I was just tired of giving so much to this job. So like I told y'all in the one video, I just basically started silent quitting. Like, I was doing my job to the best of my ability, and that was it. I'm not giving you anything more. What you get is what you get. What I'm able to get done during the day is what I'm able to get done. That's it. Because I know how my manager is, and she is one of those people where it's like, if you show her that you're willing to give your all and pretty much lay your life on the line for the job, she will take full advantage of that. As in, she will call you after hours, she will put you on certain tasks, borderline pressuring you to do things that she needs you to get done. And to me, it really felt like she favorited certain people that did special tasks for her or did above and beyond, as in working 6 hours of overtime, because it made her look good and it made her department look good to be able to get this stuff done, which is obvious. I feel like, of course, the managers want to look good and they want their team to do things that make them look good, obviously. But I just wasn't willing to do that. Like, in my mind, it's like me working my 8 hours and doing my job to the best of my ability should be enough to make you look good. And on top of that, y'all, since I worked there, so there was 5 of us plus the 2 managers. So after like the 3rd week, one of the girls had left, so it was only 4 of us. And the whole time up until what 3-4 months ago, it was just the 4 of us. So we were down 1 person this whole time. So to me, it was like, y'all need to hire somebody. How about that? Like, why aren't y'all replacing the person that left? Because now we're short 1 person and y'all are wanting us to pick up the workload. And it was irritating because she will always say like, oh, AP is the worst department. I always get complaints about accounts payable. Like, y'all are so bad and da-da-da. And it's like, but we're short one person. We're short one person. That person was never replaced. So we're overworked. So if things aren't getting done, it's probably because we need some help. We need some help. So that was irritating, because it was like she would say that, but it's like, that's not doing anything to encourage us. Like, that's not doing anything to encourage us or make us, you know, feel good about work or increase the morale. And then, like I said, that combined with the fact that you're praising two people in particular, but everyone is doing their job, like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that these two people are getting that overtime pay and they're going above and beyond, but that should not be the expectation for everyone. You know what I'm saying? And don't make everyone feel like they're not doing enough because they're not willing to work 4 to 6 hours additional overtime because they have a life and they want to live that life. So that was that issue. And I think just in general, for me, it was just like I said, it was very Mean Girl. It was very high school, very cliquish. Like, certain people, if they liked you or whatever, you had certain privileges that other people didn't have. For instance, like, so on Microsoft Teams, you can change your status. So one of the ladies on our team, I had seen that she always like puts her status as busy. So during the season when I was busy, I had changed my status to busy because I was. So the busy status just means like, don't bother me. That's what that means. So I had changed my status to busy because I was booked and busy. So my manager added a message in the group chat. She was like, please do not change your status to busy. Your status should be available at all times. And in my mind, I was like, well, so-and-so status is always on busy and you never say anything to them. And to this day, y'all, her status still says busy all of the time. So I was like, if that's the rule, that should be the rule for everyone. Not everyone except for one person. You know what I mean? So that was that. And certain people had certain privileges because they were single mothers. And my manager has a heart for single mothers. And like I said, this part didn't really bother me, but it was just something that I noticed. And like I said, like, it's just not fair. Like, I love that you have a heart for single mothers. They need the extra help, you know what I mean? The extra assistance. But that's also not fair to the people on your team that are also working hard. And you know what I mean? It's just something that I noticed. I personally just mind my business. It was something that I didn't question because it's none of my business to question. You know what I'm saying? If that person, I've always been this way. If someone has certain perks and privileges that I don't have for whatever reason, that's their business. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with me. I'm minding my business. So I did notice that the two women on the team that did have children were able to be more flexible with their schedule. Like, they would come in earlier and leave earlier. They were able to work from home more often. Like, if anything happened at the drop of a hat, they were able to take off time. And you know what I'm saying? They were just able to have more exceptions made for them. And then the one girl, she was never in the office at all. But I do think that's unfair for those of us that are just doing our jobs. You know what I'm saying? We have to come to work every day and show up. Like, I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments, like, do y'all feel a type of way, like, about single mothers having special privileges in the workplace? Like, how do y'all feel about that? Because like I said, for me, it was kind of like, oh, like, I'm happy for you that you're able to have a job that will work with you and is more flexible with you. But at the same time, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of it being fair for everyone, is that fair? Y'all let me know what you think about it down in the comments. But yeah, that's it, y'all. That's all I got to say. I left a lot of details out because, like I said, I'm just over it at this point. I'm over it. I was able to end on a good note. If anybody from my job is watching me, hey. Hey, at this point, I don't care. And yeah, that's pretty much that on that, y'all. But it was a great opportunity. I learned a lot. Like I said, the job itself I loved. I feel like if I was in a different state physically and mentally, I would have thrived. Like if I was like at my best self when I came in and throughout, like I would have thrived. But things happen in life and I just had a shift in perspective. I was tired and that just did not happen for me. And you know, I'm just at a point right now where it's like I can't neglect my health. Like I have to focus on my health. I can't neglect it. And I'm ready to be somewhere that will provide me some fulfillment. You know what I mean? So y'all, but I'm about to go home because it's raining. I'm not trying to be stuck in traffic all day. I'm gonna pour me up a little bit of wine to celebrate, honey, and then I'm gonna shower and get into bed. Like I said, I am exhausted. Like my coworker was asking me if I was doing anything special, and I'm not. I'm literally about to go home, take me a nice hot shower, pour me up a little bit of wine to celebrate, and close this chapter. I ordered some Italian, y'all. I was so freaking hungry, so I got this lasagna pasta. I think it's called lasagna coco pazzo. It's like a lasagna pasta situation. And then I got some garlic spinach. Poured me up some wine. Y'all, this looks so freaking good. Cheers to new beginnings, a new chapter. I'm about to sip on this wine, relax, eat some good food, get caught up on my programs, get caught up on YouTube videos. Just take some time to relax. So as far as what's next, I will be transitioning to